All right, we here, Blur Cartel, Friday Night Yerrr. Major Spider can't hear A came and say, "Okay, put your mom in the figure four leg lock." We here to talk about WrestleMania, the fallout, and you know, some things remain the same. Night one was amazing.
Antonio,
Night two
Antonio
was
McMahon.
calling him Antonio McMahon, nasty.
Yes,
And Strowman Reigns here. This is the new
Roman
2 man
Reigns.
power trip. Still
Yes.
got the camera 6 inches to his face, but don't mind
It
that.
was
Listen, so initially, were you impressed by this WrestleMania?
night one. I was. Night
Mm.
two was kind of could have been better. Uh, that lets me know that the McMahon had his hands in night two because the
He
morale.
just like most of the
Look,
wrestling world, just don't keep want to keep talking about McMahon. McMahon booking.
yeah, McMahon weaseled his way back into the company too. You know what I mean, we ain't talking about that either. I'm here. eh, I don't want you to run my company, so I'm going to sell it to become the head of creative and to be in charge again. That's pretty much what he did. He kind
Crying
of
game
robbed it. He kind of robbed his grandchildren out of a legacy because
robbed his
he's
grandchildren out of a legacy.
because he's because he's too selfish to let Triple H and Stephanie McMahon run it, which was let me get into this. What they said with Disney, Disney was
It's
supposed to
not
buy
even the
it.
top of the conversation, but go ahead, go off because you
Disney,
hate so much.
Di- Disney was supposed to buy it, but the only reason why they didn't buy it because they said they wanted Stephanie, not the Vin Man. You ever seen how
I don't know how your name is Troman Reigns, you dirt sheet goose.
or maybe I might change it there, okay? But at the end of the day, like I said, he is bad. He's bad. He's bad. Bad. But
Okay,
now you
so
continue.
to get into WrestleMania Night One, open Austin Theory versus John Cena for the United States Championship. It went how I thought it was gonna go. I mean, Austin Theory won, retained. He looked weak in doing it because I said it was gonna be shenanigans. So if he won clean, I don't think it would have mattered. It's just like you beat a over the hill John Cena. That's not gonna really add to any type of credibility that you did have. So I mean, it was an okay match. You can only do so much with John as of right now. So
Right. Right. So I kind of wanted him to win clean. I knew he was gonna win, but I preferred for him to win clean, and he did not. So I, I don't know where we're going with that. So I would have preferred a clean win that he beat him versus him with the low blow and then that weak ass finisher to A tail down. But nonetheless, the right person won the match.
yeah, it makes sense. You're not getting US Open from John Cena anymore. It ain't
Nope.
happening. But fair enough. Good to start out with that. Then the tag match, Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Street Profits, Alpha Academy, and Viking Raiders. 0 to 100 match. They just went fast. They bunch of spots. Good stuff. Braun off the top rope. I think Ivar off the top rope. Ricochet with a shooting star press off the top rope. Dawkins taking out Strowman. Uh, Chad Gable with a chaos theory to Strowman. The match was just ridiculous. Ridiculous tag match. Great match. Great match.
Yes, good match. Though it didn't have a purpose. I mean, I would have preferred for the winner of the match to get a tag title shot down the road. But
But the Street
yeah,
Profits did face Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens
I,
on
I,
Raw. So
but yeah, it was supposed to be a title match, but the big man again scrapped it. So I mean, I
just
like
give me some of your WWE check money, and
the
we'll
spots.
pick up.
The spots was great,
Give me some of that
especially
Snickers money since you know everything.
the spots were great, especially the um, Street Profit. Uh, yeah, I forgot his name just that fast.
And
Uh,
he's a wrestling fan, guys. This is the wrestling fan on with me.
yes, I am a
If this
wrestling
was if
fan.
this was the attitude, you know.
Montez Ford.
There
Montez
you
Ford.
go.
I like the fact with the frog splash off the top rope as Ricochet pent down on Dawkins' knees. That was a good spot. Uh, overall, the match, if I had to choose, it would get an 8. It wasn't bad.
Damn. So
It get
one
an
out of
8.
10 for me, I give it an 8. Also, high octane match, good shit, good stuff. In the theory match, give it a 6 because
That was like beyond bad, but the right person won.
so Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. We knew it. Well, I knew it was gonna be a decent match. I didn't know it was gonna be potentially match of the night going into it. But it wasn't match of the night, but it was definitely a great match. Logan Paul, a natural in the ring. They just need to sign him at this point. I know his contract expired, so I don't know in kayfabe or not. I think in kayfabe it expired. So we'll see how it goes after this. It was good from the entrance from Logan, KSI, and the Prime mascot. That table spot was great coordination, great timing. Uh, Rollins just being a professional, being great. Uh, Logan Paul, just the athleticism he displayed in that match is. If he wasn't a celebrity, he might as well just be a wrestler. But if he's just doing big shows like SummerSlams and Royal Rumbles and WrestleManias, maybe a Money in the Bank, I wouldn't mind Logan Paul being in Money in the Bank. But yeah, just good, a great match. And you know you're going to get a great match from Rollins. Depending on
I
the
mean,
opponent, because he didn't have a good match with the
he
Fiend,
had
but
some, he had some stiff ones, but I mean,
great match. I give it an 8, possibly a 9.
I like that match. One of the matches of the night. It's not the best match of the night, but we're gonna save the best, best match of the night for last. But I
We're going in
do,
semi order here, so we're not going to
yeah,
do that.
but maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. But uh, I did like the match. The spots were good. The KRS one spot was good. Uh,
KRS1 is crazy. So
it,
Goose is not up to date with these YouTube celebrities, so it's
oh, I'm
KSI.
sorry. I don't watch
KSI is Logan
YouTube.
Paul's business
K
partner. Prime is
KSI or KSR1, whatever his name is, but whatever.
KSR1 is
All I
crazy.
know is just because all I know is a K in it. But anyway, the point is what I'm saying is
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
That's how
the
he
the
feels on KSI.
the the
We
the
don't.
the, the spot was spectacular. Uh, that match in itself was spectacular. I even watched that match twice. That match was good. All the spots were good. Everything was on point. So I would give that match an 8.5.
Mm.
I would give it an 8.5. It was a good match, top to bottom.
So the next match was cool down. The women's tag match: Becky Lynch, Trish, Lita versus Damage Control. I mean, it was whatever. I mean, I was hearing the predictions that Trish is going to turn on Lita. I was like, all right, whatever. I guess. None of that happened, and Damage Control just lost for no fucking reason. Uh,
Um,
it's not looking too great. I mean, it was whatever. I mean, I guess the high spot was Becky versus uh, Bailey, so they just should have had that. But you added star power with Lita and Trish. There's always going to be a draw to that. So I mean, the titles weren't on the line, so Damage Control could have just got their win. Might as well. So I give it about a 5, if anything.
but Trish, one of my favorite female wrestlers, but she skipped a few beats with that one. Lita,
What?
she skipped a few beats, meaning like she's kind of like rusty. Um, Lita, Lita's just typical Lita. Damage Control, I had faith in them since the beginning of SummerSlam, and it just went downhill.
I have faith in
And
it. It's crazy.
and I get that match 2 for effort because that match was just like it's a piss break. That's all it was. Okay, so I mean,
Do me a favor,
I,
please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
I give it a 2.
Not a piss break.
Yes, it was. I mean, because
Remember, if WWE ever finds this old footage, I'm not slandering the women's division like
I'm not slamming a women's division. I'm
Lay
just
Goose
slamming that
did.
match.
So
I'm
remember who
slamming
to
that
get
match.
to. All right,
I'm
so
slamming that match.
next match was Ray versus Dominic. I had my not doubts, but I was curious to see how it would go. Who would go over per se? Who was rapping? Who's opening rappers, mind you? But whatever. So fuck. Opening at Popeyes. So Ray versus Dominic. I I thought Dominic. Well, I like Dominic's entrance. It was fine with the Ray mask and all that stuff. So I think he came out with a low rider like Eddie, but Ray came out on a low rider with Eddie to music. So it was pretty much flipped. And Snoop Dogg got a bunch of checks this fucking WrestleMania. So good on him. And shout out to the Miz for just think on the fly
You're
with
taking
all
all of
this
the
shit.
hits.
Taking all the fucking bumps and I guess. I think it was solid match, solid interaction with the family, solid everything. So it was just as good, if not better, than the Seth match. So Bad Bunny interference, I suppose. I would thought Dominic would go over on this match, but yeah, I Ray gets it in the field goal moment, and this feud's going to continue. I suppose. And then I think it's going to continue with the LWO stuff. So I mean, different. It's different. So if you added another faction into it, so I give it an 8.
Um, yeah, I think the wrong person went over on that one. Penitentiary Dob, it's okay. It's not
Ex-con Dom.
ex-con Dob. You got the little teardrop. I mean, I guess I gotta respect that. He
If
did
he gets
hard
a fake
time.
teardrop tattoo, that'd be amazing.
He did hard time. He did hard time in prison for 2 weeks. But yeah, whatever. The point is, the match was good. Even the feud leading up to the match at WrestleMania was okay. I I give the match a 7.5. It was there, but I like I said, I just think the wrong person went over. So it's 7.5 for me.
The Riz Kage joins us.
Definitely. What's going on with you?
What's up, brother man?
We went through a couple matches already. Cena versus Theory. Would you get that match out of 10?
Cena versus Theory. I'll give it like a 5.5, 6. It would have been better, but I didn't like the finish. I mean, the finish was kind of cheeks. So, but overall, it was a solid match, though. I mean, just a bad finish. Great.
Especially with Austin Theory with the bikes, like Mike Tyson.
Right.
The air bike, the head bike. I mean, that was. I mean, it was okay. I mean, but I prefer for him to win clean. I mean, it is what it is.
Would you get the 8-man tag match?
8-man tag. That's when I was like, all right, night one is going to be a good night. I mean, I like the action in it. You know what I mean, Street Profits did their thing. All the tag teams that was involved was good. So I get it an 8 out of 10. I like the whole Angelo Dawkins trucking Braun Strowman moment. That joint was fire. So get an 8 out of 10.
All right, Seth versus Logan Paul.
I mean, it's still my favorite match of the weekend. Even though it wasn't the best, it was like top 5, but my personal favorite. I mean, good moments from Seth and Logan. The KSI and the Prime bottle was crazy. I mean, I love how he pulled him on the table when Logan was about to do the splash off the rope. So I get that joint a 9.
And Goose calls him KRSI.
KRSI is crazy. I mean,
The six woman tag match.
no, the woman showcase, John.
I mean, it wasn't the showcase one. That was night 2, but this is
Oh,
the woman
oh
tag.
no, who was in that match again?
It's Trish, Lita.
Oh. Yeah, that joint. Oh yeah, Trish and them versus Damage Control. Like a 7.5, 7 out of 10. I mean,
Yikes.
It was okay. Matter of fact, now I give it a 6 because like
Man, I get it. I get that like a 3. That shit was a piss break. Okay.
I damn near forgot about the match. You know what I mean, that it could have been better. I mean, the finish was kind of light, so yeah, I give it a 6.
And then Ray versus Dom.
Ray versus ex-con Dom. This was actually better than I expected it to be, you know, and it kind of potentially opens up, you know, maybe a Dom and Bad Bunny rivalry. You know what I mean?
You would definitely get that in Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
so, you're going to get that Puerto Rico with Rey Mysterio and Bad Bunny teaming.
Yeah, Ray and Bad Bunny versus Dom and Priest in Puerto Rico. So, but overall,
all Latino main event.
Definitely.
Oh, you know Roman ain't gonna be there.
I give it a 7. It was a good match.
Yeah, baby girl said he's not. Well, tribal chief. I'm sorry. Tribal chief said he's not going to Puerto Rico. The next Jones, Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley. Probably this match of the night for me for night 1. Charlotte, we all know Charlotte can put Charlotte is as good as her opponent is, and Rhea Ripley's on fire right now. She's just 28, Grand Slam champion as of right now. She won the women's tag title, SmackDown Women's Championship, Raw Women's Championship, NXT Women's Championship, NXT UK Women's Championship. I mean, she's on fire. She's the new version of a Grand Slam champion for women, because Asuka has Charlotte has her own version, and Asuka's won, Sasha's won, Bailey had she Bailey those straps, she was on Grand Slam time, and Becky, I believe, is also now a Grand Slam champion, her winning the tag titles. But yeah, they showed out. They gave them time. It was a clean finish. So I mean, Riptide off the. I mean, I'm a little tired of the Riptide off the top rope as the overall finisher, because that's actually beat Shayna back then in the NXT days. But if you gotta do it, you gotta do it off the top rope. And Charlotte being I guess face Charlotte at this point, she just was, you see her reaction on the outside. So I give this match a 9. Good for Rhea.
I give it a 9.5. The Riptide off the top rope. Don't know what impact that's gonna do. Like, 'cause she held her up like she was holding her, like she picked her up out of the crib or something. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'll give it a 9.5. It was a good match. That, in my opinion, would have been the match of the night. Well, because the spots were good. All the spots were good. I'm gonna attest to what you said. She's just as good as her opponent. It's like, if her opponent's good, then she's okay. It's a 9.5. Best match of the night. One of the best matches of the night. But I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
Yeah, this was definitely one of the, if not the best match of the night. It was top 2. I mean, and I wouldn't be mad if somebody said it's not 2. I mean, it was great start to finish. Only thing I didn't like is, Charlotte's entrance was real lackluster. I mean, I was
she came out with that deflated balloon jacket.
Yeah, I was expecting a more, spectacular. This is Charlotte. This is WrestleMania. I thought we was gonna go, but overall, the match itself was good. I mean, it wasn't one no botches. You know what I mean? The action was solid. The finish was legit. So yeah, I'm with Goose on this one. I'll give it the nod.
I think they say kind of. I don't know. I mean, as far as entrances this time, it was okay. I seen better entrances at WrestleManias, but they really saved the money on the pyro budget on this
Right.
one. So it seems unless
well,
you
well,
won the damn match, you wasn't getting no pyro.
oh, that's the Vin Man for you. You would have cut
Oh
costs
my
and better.
god! Sure, the same Vin man that gives Triple H whatever he wants, but
what?
he has the whole
I mean, he completely eradicated Raw. Okay,
I mean, he
he's the
ain't getting
real
no creative
god.
control right now. I'll tell you that.
he's the real eradicator. I mean, because he eradicated
Shout out,
Raw.
shout out to Rhea Ripley, Grand Slam champ. Next match, which you can argue could also be a match in the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship, Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Phenomenal match. Great. I mean, it's the Usos. They're the best tag team in the world right now. Sorry, FTR. It is what it is. I mean, y'all had a match of the guns and it wasn't all that great. But shout out to FTR for being AEW tag team champions. But the Usos is they're the best tag team in the world. I mean, even Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn had to contest to that, to them being the best tag team. Yeah, that's what you're gonna get from them. And then you got everything from it. You got the emotion. You got the right kick outs, the right uh, moves going into the story to finish off other storylines like the three haluva kicks, Sammy hugging Jay throughout the haluva kicks. That kind of goes into the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens match back then also. So I mean, it's little wrestling tidbits in that match. The kickouts were great. I don't like over kicking out in a match, but these were appropriate for just get you out your seat. Like, are they going to do it? Are they not going to do it? So the right team won, and arguably this kind of puts Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn down a peg in the ladder because you just had the titles. There's no more storyline. They're done. So, but Jimmy and Jay still have a storyline with the bloodline, and when Roman turns on them, so I think this elevates the Usos a little bit more throughout, and then Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, they just go down the card a little bit. That's just my thought on it, but I also get his match at 9. Well, 1A, 1B with Charlotte and Rhea. So there was no cool down. It was just back to back action. So that's me on that one.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree. 1A, 1B. I mean, I feel like the last two matches, Charlotte and Rhea and the tag, the championship match took night one like over the top. Like after I seen those matches, I'm like, it's gonna be hard for night two to top this. I mean, at all. But good match. You know what I mean? I knew as soon as they kicked out of the one when he kicked out of the 1D, it was over. Sammy and Kevin was gonna win it. You know what I mean? The three haluva kicks at the end. The finish was chef's kiss on the finish. So I gave this same as I give Charlotte and Rhea 9-5.
And not enough credit. Give a bunch of credit to Michael Cole. Michael Cole marking out.
I like the match. All the spots were good. The finish was excellent. Whereas though I don't think they're down the ladder as far as on the card. I do think the Usos. I do think they get a rematch. But I do think they lose that rematch. And I think I think in the end they turn on Roman, not the other way around. They kind of turn on him because he's like pretty much shunning them. So I think in a way they turn on him. Um, but that match was a solid. I give it 10. It was a 10 because uh, how they were just trashing Sammy in the beginning, and you just felt this courage, like mustered up this courage to kick out of everything they were throwing at him. So he, I think Jay was the one. He was the right person to take the pin. He was the right person for that. I think Sammy was the right person to make the cover. So every angle of the match was solid. No screw ups, nothing. So I'm going to give it a 10. Because it was that, in my opinion, that's the best match of the night. One of the best, but I'm giving it that that's the best match of the night. And Charlotte and Rhea are like directly under that. So it's like uh, night one it's clearly the better night. Night two, you know,
We
just
about to talk
lackluster
about
matches.
night two.
Uh,
Night two open fucking Brock and Omos. So yeah, it was, so this gets about maybe a 2. I mean, it wasn't
Maybe
uh,
it's crazy.
I mean,
I mean,
it,
nothing happened. Omos, he hits Brock and he roars, and then he hits Brock and he roars, and then Brock Germans him, and then one F5 done. Get his black ass up out of here.
I
So
mean, look, Brock
that
knows
was it.
Brock is known for defeating the blacks, but at the end of the day, you have to wonder, like, Omos, he swings Brock Lesnar around like 3 4 times. Did did next thing you know, he takes what 4 German suplexes in the F5, and then the match is over, and then he yells. I don't know what that's going to do, but at the end of the day, it didn't put no butts in the seat. I guess Lesnar was just trying to go home after that. He just didn't want to be a part of that.
Time to go home.
So I get that match like it's like a 1, man. It's just like, even though it was a Brock Lesnar match, man, that match was terrible. I guess they were just trying to. I guess they literally just threw that together at the last minute. It wasn't no type of cohesive in there and nothing. So
Yeah, this for me, this match definitely like this was a bathroom break match for me, to be honest. Like, I mean, I think I might have. Was I in the shower when this match came on? I might have been. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I
on,
mean,
on a rewatch,
it was another piss break.
yeah, it was really no like moments in this joint that you could just hark back to. Like, yeah, that was the pivotal moment of this match. It's like Cam said, Omos was roaring. You know what I mean? He got suplexed and then F5, and then the match was over. Like, you know what I mean? You know, another case of Brock burying a black man. So, you know what I mean? 2.5.
Yeah, I mean,
This is a work of Vince McMahon art. And
right.
I didn't like it.
Look at the
McMahon,
size of this nigga.
Antonio McMahon is what I call him.
Antonio McMahon is crazy.
It'll be a
The next
combination.
match, was the women's showcase. I don't have a graphic for it, so I mean, whatever.
Racist.
2 bad matches in a row. I mean, I'm sorry.
She
Ronda
was,
and Shayna literally did nothing in the match, and they just won.
she
I was
was
like,
right.
I don't know what the
Right.
fuck.
And they didn't even qualify for the match. They just was in it. Like,
They just was in
okay.
it. They didn't compete. Sorry to Natalia. Sorry to everybody else. Whatever. Fuck it. I mean, if y'all
Man,
saying fuck it, I'm gonna say fuck it. So this match gets up 2.
I mean,
Just for them showing up.
Ronda talking about she's happy where her position at was on the card. You was like bottom 2. That match was trash. Okay, I mean, she just needs to go sit down somewhere. Go have another baby or something because you need it.
God damn.
Man, go have another baby. It's crazy.
Chill.
No, this match was cheeks. Like, I don't remember too much of anything from this match, to be honest. And I had high hopes for it because I'm like, all right, the men's joint was fire. So I'm like, all right, this joint won't be the same. No,
But
it
you had
wasn't. It
but you had
wasn't.
Shotzi come out in the tank for what?
I mean, Shotzi on
She
Why?
the
didn't come out in the tank. It
I,
was
I'm
her
not
and
really
Natalia coming out.
feeling. I was never feeling Shotzi and Natalia. It's like, you know, what happened to Shotzi? Well, we know what happened to Shotzi and Knox, but what happened to Natalia and Tamina? That tag team is just y'all was champions, and now you teaming with Shotzi. Like, what's going on? I don't know. None of the teams really excited me. I don't like Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. That pairing
Just
is
random broads,
yeah.
except for
Okay.
and
that match really was oblivion because that joke was cheap.
This was a fucking affirmative
you see
action.
what you see what he did there.
We
But
needed a woman on the
the
roster.
next match was match of the night, and then everything else on the card just fell through. And I had high hopes for the rest of the card. It was only 6 matches, so I mean, Intercontinental Championship triple threat: Gunther, Sheamus, Drew. I thought this was time for Sheamus to be Grand Slam champion. Give that fucking Intercontinental Championship to Sheamus, but it was a typical triple threat. Knock the guy out, and then we have a one-on-one, and you forget the other third guy is in there, and then the third guy comes through and gets the win. But yeah, I mean, it was hard hitting. I mean, you got 3 of the hardest hitters in WWE in one match. Sheamus and Drew don't give a fuck about their bodies, and Gunther doesn't give a fuck about your body. So yeah, it was a
they,
great match, and it was
they just
match.
don't care about no bodies.
Gunther wins, and if he did lose, I think it would elevate him to at least main event status to maybe get a Gunther Brock match out of it. But as long as he's Intercontinental Champion, he'll be a great Intercontinental Champion. He's probably the best Intercontinental Champion of the modern era right now. So I mean, he's given the prestige. It's been showcased on a WrestleMania. We hadn't had a showcase on a WrestleMania in a while. So I mean,
That showcase was Big E and what was it? Apollo Crews.
the Nigerian drum match, but
that Nigerian jump back.
that was a
I mean,
wild.
you asked me that what a street fight.
Right.
It's a street fight, stick fight, Negro fight, whatever you want to call it. But
You asked
That
me.
fight was
this
crazy.
match gets an 8. This match gets an 8.
Uh,
And me saying an 8 and being the best match on the card, yikes.
it was a good match. But however, I'm going to attest to say the wrong person won that match. I think Sheamus should have won that match, and Drew, like him taking the pin was okay. That's fine. Um, Even if you would have pinned Drew, it still makes Gunther look strong. It doesn't mess up anything for him. It makes him look strong. However, I do think Sheamus should have won that match, but Gunther, yeah, like he didn't have to take the pin, but like Drew was always going to be the guy to take the pin. Um, but that match gets 5 stars. It gets 5 stars. Like, but it's 9 out of 10. It's a 9 to me. Best match of the night. It's literally the best match of the night.
For me, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I know night one was the better of the nights, but this match for me was the best match of the whole weekend. Like I loved every moment of this joint. Like it was every spot in this joint was crazy. You know what I mean? I do agree that Sheamus should have won. I mean, I was looking forward to all right, he finally complete that Grand Slam. That's what I thought was going to happen. But the finish was legit. You know what I mean? Fire match for me. I enjoy. I was literally like in the crib on the edge of my seat watching this joint. Like I'm like the action was just top tier in this joint. So I get this a 9.5, maybe even a 10 for real, because it was just legit from start to finish.
Solid. All right. So I mean, with that being said, it's like, yo, you had this, you had Finn versus Edge in a Hell in a Cell, you have Bianca, Asuka, and you have the Tribal Chief as Cody Rhodes. No way in hell this is the best match on the card, but it was. So I mean, uh, I I think Finn and Edge was next. After that, Hell in a Cell, the feud they'll never end. And oh boy, this wasn't good. This wasn't a good match at all. I'm sorry. Um, so going into the match, uh, I think Finn had a calf injury, and he worked.
Towards Cat.
Yeah, he tore his calf, rehabbed it, coming back. the entrances were just bad. I didn't understand it. All the way from the entrances to the end of the match, it just made no sense. So it's just like Edge had his over. Then it was sponsored by that fucking Russell Crowe movie, just like the Last Priest or whatever the fuck it's called.
How about the Exorcist?
So it's sponsored by this
Exercise
fucking
my demon.
Exorcism movie. I'm like, okay, whatever. Right on the bad start. And Edge had this weird fucking intro and then fire. There was no gangrel. I was like, okay, so whatever. And then he had bat wings as a harness and he took off the bat wings. I was like, I don't understand. Then Finn came out, the demon, and the lighting was all, I don't know. It was just weird. All the lighting was weird. Whatever. So they get there. Thank God they didn't have a red cell. So I'm proud of them for not having that. Good shit. So just early on in the match, Finn gets I think he gets busted open or something like that, and Edge has to come up with a way to distract the crowd. So you start getting chairs, start getting ladders, start getting everything, and it was just like after that, it just went downhill. And then Finn Balor's like growling throughout the match. It just he's really into this demon thing more than all the other ones, even the ones with Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, stuff like that, all the NXT stuff. It was just weird. It made no sense. And then,
I guess that night.
I'm not gonna say the Roman match from Extreme Rules ruined the demon, because I get Roman had to win. This one, however, why did Edge win? Well, he had to, and then he wins with a concerto. That's I guess is a good finish, but the demon's done after this. You can't do it after this. It's done. It's finished. It's
like, that demon got exercised. Okay, so at the end of the day, he can't no coming back from that. So
I hope the feud's over. I mean,
it looks like it's going to be over quite some time because
I get a match, maybe a 5, maybe a 6.
I'm gonna give it a 5, but at the end of the day, he's not coming back no time soon because he's out 6 to 8 weeks. So good luck with that. That feud is pretty much dead. It was okay in the beginning. I like the Judgment Day better underneath Edge than I do a Finn Balor. It's just it reminds me of you know how Jadakiss was in charge of Rough Riders and then they just went downhill. Well, that's how the Judgment Day was. It's just like Finn Balor was in control, then it just went downhill. The only two people who even got some type of clout in that group, I'm gonna have to go with Dom and Rhea. I mean, they like the better too. Just Damian Priest, he's just a tag along. I mean, like he went from having a match on WrestleMania to not having one at all. So I mean, it's a bad bunny. But at the end of the day, that the spots they were okay. The blood essence, like the gash, he had like a gash in the middle of his head. So I commend Edge for stalling for time while they stitch him up. But overall, that match was
he had to get staples.
Yeah. He had to get 4 or 5 staples. So that like it kind of I don't know, that threw the vibe of the match off after that. This is 5 because that's like one of the worst Hell in the Cells I've seen next to Undertaker and Big Boss Man. God rest his soul.
Oh my God.
But the best part of that match was him being hanged at the end. I think that was great. So I mean, it was a bad match. The quality was bad of it, but the hanging part was the truth.
What?
We don't condone anybody getting hung.
I mean,
but leave that with once again, WWE, leave that with the goose.
I mean, look, listen. I mean, God rest his soul, but yeah.
God rest his soul is crazy at this thing. The best part about it is he got hung. That is nuts.
I mean, listen. I mean, that was the best part of the match. I mean, that was by far the worst Hell in a Cell match. And
I don't know. We got the Fiend versus Seth Rollins. I mean, and then also Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt. That was also
that was like one of the bottom 4. Okay, so I mean,
I do want to do a show best work, probably best Uh, top 10 Hell in a Cell matches. Probably do one of those shows, and then we'll do the worst. But the Riz Jericho.
I mean, this match cheeks. You know what I mean? Huh? The match was cheeks. I was disappointed. Edge with the Gotham Night Wings was crazy. You know what I
The
mean?
Gotham Nightwave.
You know what I mean?
Edge,
I thought Gangrel was gonna be out, but no. You know what I mean? And
Edge,
then Finn's entrance was a little
eh, Edge
like
coming out looking
so.
like Dante.
Right. The
Yeah,
paint was
Dante
good
is
though.
crazy.
The body paint was clean, but the match itself was I just none none in that match held me. Like, I could go back to it and be like, this was the moment I really liked. Like the finish was horrible. Yeah, I mean, and my takeaway from after I watched the whole thing was like, yeah, this definitely should not have been the match before the main event. Like if y'all was gonna give us this, y'all could have opened the show with this one. Like, I mean, but yeah, overall mediocre match. I'll give it a 5.
You gotta open up with the Brock the Negro Slayer.
Rock the Negro Slayer. I mean, he slayed every black man they had, man.
Nah, yeah,
He,
and he slayed Cody. So
he slayed Cody.
all right, the next
No. How he was laying on that, how he was laying on those stairs, is priceless. I mean, it was like he just got balled.
Bianca versus Asuka. This is Bianca's third straight WrestleMania either walking out with a title or walking in with a title. So I mean, well, this is her first one walking in with a title. She walked out WrestleMania, the last two ones with the championship. So um I don't know. This match is weird. Weird chemistry, weird interactions, weird. It was weird. Like they're not good. And then there's zero storyline in this. Well, they tried to build up a storyline, but it made no fucking sense. I mean, Oscar's in this kind of form, and it's not like working. I don't think it's. I don't know. I mean, well, both of them are great wrestlers. You can't take that away from either. Oscar still doesn't have a WrestleMania win. I thought she was gonna win this match. Now that she lost, there's nobody credible to beat Bianca at this point. So, once again, WWE kind of buried themselves into a corner on the Bianca side of things because if Bayley can't do it, if Becky can't do it, if Asuka can't do it, the only point they shouldn't do it but can do it is Charlotte, and we don't need that again. I mean, if you look at the 8 women showcase, none of those 8 women, except for maybe Ronda, could probably beat her and be believable. Other than
Um,
that, she's gonna hold that
I
title for a long time.
I
So
think
I mean, I get this match a 6. It didn't gel well to me. Maybe in a rematch it get it right.
um Bianca definitely was the wrong one to win. Um, Oscar should have won that. Um, it's like like her title run is becoming stale. It's stale, and it's like who do you gonna get to take it off of her? We gonna get Rhea Ripley to do it? They just merged the titles together. I mean,
Undisputed Women's Champion.
that's the only way I can see like them salvaging whatever if they just merge the titles together. Because the tease of Rhea Bianca on Raw that was okay. It's like only one of the few things Vince McMahon did that was correct. But at the end of the day, uh, it's nobody to really take it off of right now. We we don't want to see Charlotte again. I kind of don't want to see her. Like maybe the vacation might do her character some good, but at the end of the day, come back as heel Charlotte. I face Charlotte was like, yeah, he's just here,
She can't come back
but
and save Charlotte.
you got to come back as a heel, man. That's the only thing that's gonna save her character. But Ronda, yeah, Ronda probably could take it off of her, but I'm tired of seeing Ronda in the spotlight. Maybe Shayna Baszler. I would go with Shayna Baszler.
Shayna
Uh,
Baszler.
but like the two women I mentioned, Charlotte or Ronda, that's not what I want. Um, but overall, this match it gets a 4 because it wasn't up to the expectation. They should have just it should have been in reverse. Oscar gets her win, and Rhea knocks off Bianca. That would have been a better choice. But match gets a 4.
I mean, I like the match. I thought Oscar was going to win because going into the weekend, I thought both women's champions was going, was going to lose. So the result definitely surprised me. But then again, I wasn't surprised because it's like, it's Bianca Belair. I mean, she's kind of getting the, I want to say, the John Cena treatment. It's like, you're not going to lose right now. We need you to keep winning. I mean, but I do agree with Ken. Like, I never really liked Asuka and Bianca's chemistry. I didn't like going into it. I thought Bianca and Rhea would have been a better match. I mean, because you would have been able to build some type of better rivalry between them. But Asuka and Bianca just really didn't mesh well, and the chemistry didn't work in the ring. So I mean, but it was still a solid match though. Like I'll give it a 7.
I can't. I mean, her and Sasha was amazing. Her and Becky was great. This one,
Yeah,
uh,
this one not so
I,
much.
I don't fucking know. And now time for the main event. The main event we all speculated. Would Roman win? Would Cody finish the story? The Tribal Chief versus the American Nightmare. So this match had a lot of questions. And for sure, Cody was gonna win. For sure, Cody was gonna take the titles, retire that fucking Universal Championship, bring back the big gold title, bring back the Wing Eagle title. There's a bunch of blah blah hoopla. Triple H gonna drop this title. They're gonna merge these titles. Triple H don't like the Universal Championship. Triple H gonna get rid of this. Antonio McMahon is here, and he's gonna keep that Universal Championship active, I guess, in the words of the Goose. But as far as the match, it was a typical Roman Reigns match. I'm sorry. Besides the interference, solo interference, I thought that was dumb. Solo getting removed from the match, that was like, okay, let's see what we get. The Usos showed up. Yeah, we knew the Usos was going to show up. I was
Man,
counting the time for Randy Orton to come out and save Cody Rhodes, but that didn't happen. So,
man,
whatever.
my man gets more help than Ric Flair did with the Horseman. Okay, so ain't nobody trying to hear that.
I expected triple cross. I expected triple crossroads for game. Cody just wins, but no, he doesn't. Roman Reigns wins, he retains, and this always was an option. When Roman just wins, extend the story, get Roman to 1,000 days, which they're most likely going to do. He's not going to show up for Backlash in Puerto Rico. Hey, I guess Roman's going to make 1,000 days, and then we figure out what he's going to do. So at this moment, I mean, I get a match of 7. It had a main event feel. Was it Roman's best match? No. Is Cody like, and Cody's the guy right now. He's as far as everything else. So I mean, if Cody won, would that have been the right choice? I'll ask that.
Um, it would have been the right choice. But yeah, I'm gonna touch bases on that in a second. The the interference. Every Roman match is going to be interference from the Usos and Solo.
And or Solo.
I said both of them, all three of them. It's gonna be interference. Um, the guy gets more help than the four horsemen helping Ric Flair. Um, he like the finish was horrible. You don't want him with the titles, but yet you spoon feed him the titles Um, it was just the overall the match. It wasn't bad.
So
It was just the typical thing with a Roman Reigns match. It's like it's no excitement in it. His matches are not exciting no more because at the end of the day, you already know the outcome of the match. He he he's about to get beaten. He's like damn near about to get beat. Somebody comes out and save him at the last minute. It's the same thing over and over again. That's quite tiring, and it's been like that for the last 2.5 years. Everybody's tired of seeing it. And then he had the Universal title for what 3 years. He had the Universal title for 3 years. He had the WWE title for a year. It's time to move on.
Mm.
Cody would have been the better choice, and it would have opened up new possibilities. Especially with the Brock Lesnar situation, it would have opened up new possibilities. Uh, I do say Roman gets his rematch, and then the Usos turn on him that way. That seems like the better story. But according to Antonio McMahon, wanted it done the way that it's been done. Like you're painting them into a corner to the point where it's going to be hard to get the titles off them. So now, who do you got to get the titles off them? What you like? Who do you got to finish the story? So I guess Cody is going to be that guy to finish the story, but he's not going to do it now. I guess he's going to do it in Saudi Arabia, where he more than likely drop both of the titles because it's the King of the Ring event. So I'm guessing he's going to drop the titles there. It's the perfect place. I mean, either that or Money in the Bank. It's one of the two. It's not going to be Backlash. It's going to be either Money in the Bank or there. He's supposed to be taking an extended vacation, but
The
we'll
Saudi.
see. I mean, you gotta give him a show. So more than likely, he's probably going to drop it out there. It makes more sense for him to drop it out there because of
The
the fact
the
that
trips is out to make his announcement, I guess.
shout out to
the,
the Dubai money. No, but Roman Cody. Like I just want to say this before I go in. I would, for me, it would have been more ideal had WrestleMania been this: Roman defending both titles, right? Each night. He should have defended one title, the WWE Championship, against Cody, and then defend the Universal Championship against Seth Rollins. Because we all know Roman only beat Seth due to DQ. He didn't really beat him. You know what I mean? He got disqualified. That's how Seth lost. So he should have been in that main event. But that's another podcast for another day. You know what I mean? The match itself, the action was lit. I was on the edge of my seat. I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't really like the interference. I do agree with Goose. It's getting a little, you know, tiresome at this point. It's like, all right, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Can you win a match without these niggas coming out to help you? Like, you know what I mean? But I understand why they do it though. Because I mean it keep the heel persona going. I mean it makes you hate Roman even more. You know what I mean? So that it kind of helps the character low key. But I mean, Cody, I thought he was gonna win. I was saying the whole weekend Cody Rhodes was gonna win the championship. But they want to get Roman to that 1,000 days, which, you know, all right, it makes sense. But now it's like,
It also makes sense if they're selling the company and selling
yeah. But now it's like, when does Cody win the championship? Or who, if not Cody? Because it's like, if he's not going to win it at Mania, when does he win it? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, you gotta get past Brock first. I mean,
Yeah, definitely. You know, but overall, I gave the match an 8 out of 10.
I mean, because if you think about it, um, I guess they got to come up with a main event for Puerto Rico, and it certainly ain't gonna be Rey Mysterio and Bad Bunny. But at the end of the day, so why not get Brock to do the deed? I mean, because at the end of the day, Roman's not going to be there. Um, like honestly, it should be at Saudi Arabia, King of the Ring. I don't go by that King or Queen of the Ring crap. It's always going to be known as King of the Ring to me. But at the end of the day, uh, that's the only place I can see him dropping it. Either that or Money in the Bank, because I think the Queen of the King of the Ring. I think it's all like tournament matches or something like that that they're gonna have. Um, but I think either Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank probably is the better place for him to drop it, which will probably be by that time he'll be at his 1,000 day mark. So that's right around 50 days. So yeah, that's about 50 days. It's like a month and a half. So maybe maybe Money in the Bank is where he gonna drop it. So
Oh God, they're gonna do another draft. Jesus,
they're doing a draft.
yes.
Oh
I knew
God.
that was happening. I knew that was coming.
So
Cause
when
you
is this
got you got
draft
to
taking
get
place?
Rhea. You got to get Rhea to SmackDown because she, So I knew
Draft
that was
day,
going to happen.
Johnny Manziel.
Oh God.
All right, so Money in the Bank, right? I don't know. I don't know if y'all gonna agree with me, but let my boy LA Knight win the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Uh, no, that's a good pick. I would prefer for him to win. But I also would prefer for Gunther to be in there.
Mm,
So that starts his main event status right there. So
definitely.
if you put Gunther in there, so now here's the thing. I can see him dropping the Intercontinental title. I can see him dropping the Intercontinental title within that time frame. And he just entered the Money in the Bank and then he won that. So right now they in a process about the I guess they about to take the titles off of Roman. So they're going to split the titles up. So I can see that he he probably gonna lose by either Saudi Arabia or he gonna lose at Money in the Bank. It's only two options. Because now if he retains during those two events, you might as well just let him keep the damn titles of the SummerSlam because
I,
at
gue-
that
I
point,
guess I guess Judgment Day is on SmackDown if that's the case.
they during the draft. So Rhea. So
Judgment
now,
Day.
I guess that's gonna be the draft. The Judgment
I
Day is.
mean, to me, they don't have that many wrestlers no more. They don't have a lot of wrestlers no more.
Is
So
listen,
honestly,
y'all keep saying that. You look at that fucking 2K23. It's so many fucking people in that game. It's ridiculous.
they just need to do away with the draft. I mean, they just need to do away with it.
No blame split.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. So now adding Brian Breaker into the mix, that would shake up everything. So
The fuck is he gonna do?
he would it'll shake up everything.
Oh
It
my
would be
god!
why would it not
It's fucking Sting coming back.
Sting need to stay where he at, okay?
Okay, sure. Tell me
Sting
why.
need to stay.
Make it
He need to
failure.
stay where he at, helping Darby Allen with that coffin drop. Okay,
Not Sting.
not
They,
Sting.
didn't they almost end that man career last time he was in WWE?
Yeah, to Rollins
So
almost broke
that
his
was
back.
WrestleMania. I mean, Raw sucked, but that might be the worst Raw after WrestleMania, maybe of all time.
Yeah.
No surprise, nothing. You got teased with a
Antonio McMahon had a piece of that.
Only surprise was what, Riddle?
Riddle, but
Riddle.
we don't care. We don't
We don't
care.
care.
Obviously, we was looking for fucking Orton, but
Right.
be patient, fellas.
I
That's
mean,
all we got to do.
now we turn on the original, bro.
The original bro, he was only hot because of Randy Orton.
The original nigga. But anyway, that's our WrestleMania review. Night one was obviously better than night two.
Fact.
You know, we'll see. It wasn't a bad.
Antonio
Oh,
Antonio McMahon
shout out to Shane McMahon.
tearing his quad in the middle of the ring.
Shout out to Shane McMahon tearing his quad. Shout out to Snoop
Oh
Dogg.
yeah,
A very last days ago, chronic elbow, whatever the
the
fuck.
DO double elbow.
The chronic elbow.
Oh yeah. So
Chronic
I got a
elbow.
quick question. Do y'all think WrestleMania should go back to just one night only? Scrap the two night Get it back to one night.
I don't want to be a hostage situation again, but
But
2 nights kind of does spread it out a little
but
well, I guess. But it's just as a fan, it's like, well, what night do you go to?
right. So like the thing is, night one was obviously better. So night two they were just kind of winging it. So I don't know. I think one night probably would be the better choice. But then do you have it on a Saturday or do you have it on a Sunday? So I mean, I th- I think I think having one night, but I guess they have so many matches, and they're trying to make sure nobody's on the pre-show because they had an issue with that before where certain wrestlers was upset that they were on the pre-show. So
Right.
they on the pre-show, they don't get paid for that. They don't get paid for WrestleMania because they was on the pre-show. You know what I'm saying? That's but you know who started that uproar? Austin Aries because he didn't get none of the WrestleMania royalties when he went against Neville. He got none of it.
Nigga, you on the
That
pre-show? The fuck?
pre-show don't count as actual main card. It's just you're just there. He didn't get none of the royalties for WrestleMania. He got none of the royalties. Them royalty checks and all that. He got none of it. So I mean, that I guess I guess that was something good that came out of the pandemic. Um, but it's I just think I think it helps it, but it also destroys it at the same time. So I guess that's gonna be something going forward. I guess, but I don't know. I prefer the one nighters, but it is what it is. So
2 night mania for me, because of the number of matches. You know what I mean? I think two just might have to be the move. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because if you bring it to one night, you got to condense a lot of the, you know, you can't have as many
it's
matches as you can't. What it was, how many matches in total? Like 12.
like
I mean,
14.
14. Like yeah, you can't do 14 in one night. You know what I mean? Niggas is not sitting in the arena for that long. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
So
That's like so it was
The
like
hostage,
14.
the hostage situation.
yeah,
It was.
2 nights.
I guess
Just
two
don't
nights.
stack one card, cause like one night one compared, like if you look at it, it was pretty stacked compared to night two. You know what I mean? Like obviously you got
But here's the thing. That was some of the changes that Vince made. So
Oh my god!
apparently Charlotte and Rhea Ripley was supposed to be on night two.
But it didn't make any sense. It doesn't make
It
any sense
didn't.
with the main.
It didn't, but they were supposed to be on night two.
It doesn't matter.
But it turned out to be okay.
I bet it did.
So I mean, I was not disappointed in night one. I was more disappointed in night two than I was at one.
oh yeah, I think
But
everybody was disappointed at night two.
WrestleMania Philly, I'll be there. So
I'll be there.
make it be ass if you
Listen,
dare.
WrestleMania Philly, I'm making it. I'm coming. I'll be back home in the city. It's WrestleMania in my city. Why would I not be there? Like this is
Right.
crazy.
Why not? Indeed. But
Mhm.
you check us out. Blur Cartel. Shout out to blur.com. You check us out on there. Also, I know around freaking what it sound like was on blur.com last night. Vocalist tournament, album reviews, Paramore, Gorillas, Miley Cyrus, uh
Fallout Boy,
Fallout Boy.
definitely.
So check that out. If you're into the music, also watch it on Blur Cartel on YouTube, Facebook.
Definitely.
Also, they got the Spotify. Yeah, I mean,
Listen, the road to 1K. We be at 600 by next week.
we're trying, we're
Yeah.
getting there. And then check out Blurred Official on YouTube and uh, also on Facebook. And then we had an interview with the Earl Boone, aka Gus, for Yu-Gi-Oh, me, Truman Reigns, Sean Brown. That's also up. Just posted a video for it. Check that out on YouTube for Blur Cartel. It's also be up on Blurred also. So check that out. Also, and making mentions tomorrow. The Riz Up tournament going on next week
Yes,
on
sir.
round.
Make
Yeah, I
the
mean
Riz
Johnny.
God tournament.
Yeah, Chip Scarlett, Johnny Bravo. Yeah, I mean as Def. She raised up a few niggas. And then, yeah, I mean, you got anybody that needs to be up there, Pootie Tang.
Pootie
Booty
Tang,
tag.
Black Dynamite, definitely Riz God. You know what I
Riz
mean?
God tournament is going to be up. Anybody from anime, cartoons, movies. So we only need 16. 16 of the best. Women and men. Yeah, I mean, so check that out. But me Spider can't hear. Signing out. Raw was a
Roman Reigns.
travesty. SmackDown is LWO versus the fucking Judgment Day. I guess I'll watch that. Yeah, I mean,
Will that put some butts in the seats?
you already sitting there watching SmackDown, so I ain't got no
I,
choice.
I ain't watching it. Well, I mean,
Listen, man.
any form of McMahon product, I would not be watching.
This guy's a hater. We out of here. Check out Hollywood Sensei 215. Check him out on all streaming platforms.
Yes, sir.
Get
And also this Sunday, you know what I mean? Welcome to Hollywood, the Blur Cartel party once again. You know what I mean? We're going to be reviewing them Blur Cartel posts. So come through. Fuck with us.
Roman Reigns has nothing going on except for being a Yu-Gi-Oh player. He'll try and be a Yu-Gi-Oh player.
I'm trying to get my, my grand status back. So I gotta be the best duelist, and I'm gonna start traveling. So there
Well,
you go.
God bless to that. So shout out to YCS Philly. That's gonna be in May.
Right.
We'll be
That's
there
the
for
day
that one.
I'll become. That's the day I'll become a duelist.
Maybe Blur Cartel do some interviews there. Get my little run on for that. Get my little lapel mic going. I don't know. We'll try that. But yeah, we out of here. Enjoy yourselves.
That'll be the day I become a duelist again.
You can try.